Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another client success interview. Today we have Brett Behney. Is it Behney or Beanie?
Behney.
Behney. We got Brett Behney, one of my favorite PTBI students because he has such a unique offer. And I've also been able to see him transform quite a bit into entrepreneurship. And he recently just went full time in his online coaching business, which is awesome. But he's got a unique offer in the sense that he helps people move better. And I've seen his results with my fiance, with our sales team, Anthony DeLuca. And honestly, I'm just a big fan because I've been able to see his page grow from literally 0 followers up to what you're closing in on, what, 1,500, 2,000 now?
Almost 1,800 now.
1,800, beautiful. And he's going to build a business that's going to be absolutely incredible. So Brett, welcome. Why don't you give everybody a little bit introduction as to, who you are, where you're calling in from, what life looks like today, and we'll go from there.
Sure. From St. Petersburg, Florida right now. Had a background got my bachelor's in exercise science, did personal training years ago. Got really turned off to being a commercial trainer because all they care about is sales. And I did that for just under 5 years and then got regular 9 to 5, did some entrepreneur work as well after. My back got so painful that I had to seek help. I had to try and find a way to actually remove the pain. So I went through pocket therapy and I learned this new way of moving. Ido Portal method mainly is what I teach. And it forced me to be able to move my back in just incredible ways to relieve the pain. And then what happened is that turned into coaching people in person. And at the time before that, even then I was doing Uber Eats, DoorDash. When I joined PTBI, I had a couple of local clients. A month and a half after joining PTBI, I was full time with local and online clients. And now 6 months later, I'm rejecting local clients and doing just online coaching. I had the biggest month I've had since starting with the locals that I have and online. I did over 7K online and so about 1,000 local. Going to be an 8K month this 6 months coming in.
Incredible, man. Incredible. And how does that feel? Did obviously you expect coming into this program money, but when you're there, it feels a lot different. So what does it feel like today to know that within 6 months, you've been able to make it happen?
I have to constantly remind myself how far I've come because, 6 months ago, this is exactly what I wanted. And then I'll be like, oh, but I should be further, sometimes I'll do that. I have to almost pause and just actually reflect on it and be like, man, like a year ago, I was doing Uber Eats, DoorDash. I was miserable, hated every second of it. And now I've got almost 10 grand in the bank that I've been saving up from just doing all this. And it's just an incredible experience to have this security. The main reason I want to be successful with this is to just have more options in my life, whatever that is that I want to do, just be able to do what I do when I can do it, where I want to do it. And this is providing all of that for me. Yeah, it's incredible.
That's amazing, man. So let's go back to the beginning. You said that you started off as an in-person trainer. You got a degree, correct?
Yeah, bachelor's in exercise science.
What kind of opportunities did that open up for you? Because I feel like anyone with a certification just goes straight into a commercial gym. So what led you there?
What led me to doing that was I wanted the college party life and I worked out a lot. So that's what I did. Thought it was the great route to go. And then you get a commercial gym and they work you like a dog and they don't pay you as much as they pay a dog. So
yeah, I always say that commercial gyms is literally modern day slavery. It is modern day slavery. And what's interesting is that when you work in a commercial gym, not only are you not getting paid barely anything, you're getting all of your health habits get thrown out the window. Your sleep, your nutrition, you barely have time to train for yourself. It's a glorified dream that's unfortunately breaks a lot of souls.
Yeah, dude, I worked for Lifetime Fitness and a few years ago, they had a class action lawsuit that they lost. They had to pay to thousands of trainers around the country because they were violating so many labor laws by not paying us.
Wow.
So I remember one trainer, he was there, he was like looking at his paycheck, said, why do I even work here? My girlfriend who works at a tanning salon makes more than I do.
That's tough, man.
Yeah. Commercial gyms are really hard to get into. Doing it on your own is absolutely the way to go if you want to do a profession like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. This is the same thing that got me into PTBIs because I went and applied for a job at InShape, which is a commercial gym in Salinas, California. And they were like, yeah, you get paid $8 a session, which is a 30-minute session. You have to sell your own packages to leads, right? You got to walk the floor and offer free workouts, sell your own packages. We're going to take 70% of the sale. And I was like, why even do this? Why not just start my own business? That's kind of what led me into this. But what was the breaking point for you going from commercial gym saying, fuck it, I'm going to go get a 9 to 5?
I was actually working network marketing at the time to try and make more money back then. And the people that were mentoring me told me I needed more sales experience and working, an outside sales job would help me do that. What it really did was created this deep-seated hatred for corporate America. That's what it did. I got experience, but then I moved across the country and did Uber over there as well. And then flipped some cell phones and stuff too. So
crazy journey, man. As a
Yeah.
crazy journey. It's so cool to see that you're kind of almost, I would say, lost in a sense, but then we're able to turn your passion, turn your experience into an online business that you're now like, you've made it, right? And by most people's standards, you would say that that's the dream, to be able to do what you love, make 8 to 10K a month. But obviously, we're going to take this even further. But tell me about your journey with your back. I'm always been very curious about this. What happened there? What was the process of you going through that pain? How did you discover the solution? What was the process of getting out of that pain? And, what do you teach to your clients now?
Well, if I had to go way back, it started when I was 13 playing soccer. I hurt it really bad. I literally had to baby step off the field because it was so painful. Went through physical therapy, got told over years by chiropractors a lot of false information that impacted the way I thought and believed about myself and just made it worse. Like, it really became a part of my personality. How I have scoliosis, I can't do that. I have back pain, I can't do that. Even when it was feeling good, I would use it as an excuse to, stay comfortable with whatever it was I was currently doing or being challenged about. And yeah, chronic re-injury after re-injury, probably would injure myself about once every 6 to 12 months. It was just a regular thing, and then I would take 6 weeks off of not training until it's better and then go back to it. And it eventually got so bad that I couldn't walk my dog anymore. And that was when I was like, okay, now it's affecting more than just me. And so now I have to do something about it. So I went through posture therapy, which is a lot of breathing exercises. That is just a lot of stuff that I teach to my clients as well. Just basically how to breathe. It was what posture therapy was. It essentially just rebuild your body around your diaphragm so you can take full breath. And you use your breath to sense whether or not you're in pain or you're in a proper posture, et cetera. And I apply that to my training as well. And then I hired a movement coach to teach me mobility, flexibility, strength training, calisthenics, gymnastics, acrobatics, capoeira, martial arts, you name it, all combined, just essentially moving your body the way it was designed to. Because I'm a strong believer that we're not meant to go sit in a machine, put a bunch of weight on and do just this, endless reps of it. We're designed to move and twist and bend and turn and all these things. And if we're not utilizing, taking advantage of that, we're going to be stuck because the energy's stuck. And that's how I operated my own back. And the way I moved it was, I'm stuck. I can't do this. I need to do this, et cetera. And so it's a very scarcity mindset. So the whole thing shifted when I found someone that knew more than me and could help me. And then I also, instead of waking up each day, saying to myself, oh, I wonder how bad the back pain is going to be, I started saying, I wonder how much more I can move it today. And so I put the energy into the positive, the abundant side of it, what was possible rather than what was not possible, and use that type of movement training combined with posture training to help. It was actually about a year ago when I was still doing my own practice. I didn't even have any local clients. And I started thinking, I was like, man, I think would like to start teaching the people. And even before I announced it and said it to anyone, a bunch of people came out of the woodwork asking to be taught by it, just locals at the time. And so, yes, that's where I've taken it. And then I knew I wanted to do online because I knew of the limited scalability of in-person, how much energy and time it takes. So then, in PTBI, that's what I teach with people. And, that has helped me grow this business too, because I've had a lot of limiting thoughts around money. And I had to kind of bring myself to reality. Okay, yeah, we're making, a couple thousand, 3,000 a month. And oh, this is usually the point where we get comfortable. We never get past it, is right when you meet your monthly expenses, and you can kind of do a little bit. I can get myself coffee, but I can't go on vacation, And so I had to redirect and kind of recoach myself again. It's no, put your energy. I've heard you say it a million times. Easier to make $5,000 than it is to save it. I'm let me just focus on what this guy Zak's saying about. Let me put the energy towards making the money rather than looking at an Excel sheet trying to save $100 a month on coffee.
That's a good point.
And it's so much easier, dude, just to get a new client at $300-400 a month than it is trying to save $300-400 a month on groceries and coffee. Yes, that's a big contributor to why it's been working.
I love it. I learned that lesson when I first started my business. I had just quit my busing job and I was recently just starting to sign my first few clients. And everyone has self-doubts. Everyone hits that point to where you're like, oh, should I go back to what I know? Should I go back to what's comfortable? And I was looking at jobs on Indeed and they were asking for a resume, asking for an application. And I was like, it would be faster for me to sign a client right now than it would for me to get a paycheck at a job. And at that point, I'm like, there's literally no turning back. There's no way that I could ever go get a job because it doesn't make sense anymore. But you hit a breaking point that eventually got you to a point to where you invested into a coach to help you move. Was that the first time, investing in yourself? Have you always been into personal development or was that something that happened recently?
No, I've always been into personal development. different, but in different areas. Like I did a cell phone flipping business for a year and a half. I bought a course for that and learned that, done some real estate deals. I bought courses for that. But it was the first time, other than like physical therapy for my back being so bad, where I really did invest into a coach, into growing my own body. And man, if I would have done that from the start, things would be a lot further ahead. Honestly, I'm grateful that I did it, because the back getting as bad as it did has been my greatest blessing and gift. But I do have that perspective of, if I had gotten a coach earlier. So
Absolutely. Dude, if I were to give you some advice, I would honestly tell that story more. I think it's an incredible story. It's an asset that you can share. It's probably one of my favorite stories to listen to. Like when I first saw your transformation post of how you used to move to how you move now, I was absolutely mind blown. I would definitely formulate that and start sharing that more. But what was the point where you decided that, hey, I can turn this into a business, right? Was it one person that asked you? Was it people that came up to you? Or did you not have any proof at all? And you, in your own head, you're like, I want to do this.
Well, what it wasn't even trying to turn it into a business at first. It's kind of like going back to my back pain being so bad. The goal was just to be able to walk my dog. And then it became, okay, actually, can I play with her and run and chase her? And then it built from there. Wouldn't even say it was like at the beginning, it wasn't about starting a business. It was about really just driving less with Uber and DoorDash. So like, let me get a few clients so maybe I can take a couple more days off per week to hang with my dog and do whatever. And then when it got to enough clients, and I was just still a handful of local, like 4 or 5, and then teaching a local class too. I don't even remember what inspired me to start online. I think maybe I was actually seeing some of your Instagram ads about, and I was like, yeah, I should take this online. What I've learned through my movement coach, I was like, I want to go and travel the world and learn from other movement coaches and teach that to people too, and be able to still get paid and not go away for 2 weeks and not make any money. And then, shit, I have this stress that I'm bringing with me, and that's going to affect my movement practice. So I want that freedom. So it was probably when I started looking and seeing some of your stuff with PTBI that I was like, yeah, maybe I should do this online. And I knew that after hiring a coach for posture therapy movement, I was like, it'd be stupid as hell for me to try and do this on my own. Let me just hire someone, and rather than take 5 years, it'll take, 6 months or a year.
From my understanding, you had a call with Anthony and you didn't close on the spot because you're going to an event. I think it was a Tony Robbins event, correct?
Yeah.
And then he tells me that on your way home from the Tony Robbins event, you pull off to the side, open a credit card, and pay for the program on your drive home. What was going through your mind at that moment?
Just to do it, man. Like putting the energy towards, how much more abundance can be brought in my life. I was like, okay, nerves, scary stuff. I've done sales. I know it goes through people's minds and this is happening, like this is the right answer. I took like a couple weeks to think about it and do research on you guys and all this jazz. And I was like, just do it, man. Just do it. Let's figure it out. Like, I don't know how it's going to come together. And these guys, I want to talk to Anthony and have him, dude, figure out how to run this on my credit and let's get me into the program. Just like, let's work through it together. Even when I had the credit card that got approved right away, I was like, all these other thoughts came in my head of like, what else to invest? And I was like, no, stay focused. Focus on what the possibility is rather than trying to hold on to stuff. Because what I've observed is if you're only open with one channel of like receiving money, or excuse me, the other way, like you don't want to spend it, so money's not coming out, you're not willing and allowing that to happen to you, it's also going to block it when receiving it. So you have to have that abundance with spending it towards things that will serve you, not stupidly, in order to also be able to receive it. So I'm like, let's just do it, man. I have to do it. Let me just go. I know it's scary. I'm going to probably have buyer's remorse immediately after, but trust in the process, just because of the fear before it. So,
yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. That's incredible. Let's talk about your business, man. You just hit a record month, which is great. And I think, we still have a full week of the month. There's no reason why we can't move it up. But what's it like working with clients that you like, your dream clients? You're teaching them things that are changing their lives. You're seeing results. What is that like?
Dude, I can only ever go through the experience of healing and moving my body the first time once personally, and getting to go on that journey. The next best thing is seeing it through others. In a way, it's like being able to relive what I did for myself, but through someone else's eyes. And I have regular moments. I've never had this before with anything I've ever done, where I'm like watching their videos, doing form correction, whatever. And I actually have to pause and take a moment to just sit in gratitude, because I'm so thankful that this is what I get to do. I'm watching videos of people overcoming their fears, moving their body better, believing in themselves, determination. Like that's the look on their faces. I get to get paid to see that. And it's incredible. grateful because I'm like, other people get paid to deal customer service and talk to angry people all day. You know, I get to see people that are winning in life on a regular basis. I get paid for that. And
That's amazing.
it's surreal, man. I'm so grateful for it. It's what's it like? It's hard to put into words, but just immense gratitude, honestly.
Amazing, man. What advice would you give to yourself a year ago when you are on this journey? You're thinking about starting a business and those doubts come up and those insecurities come up and the scarcity comes up of like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to take that risk or take that jump. Now that you're here in this position, what would you say?
Me a year ago, man.
Because honestly, you 6 months ago was completely different too.
Yeah, dude. A year ago, I had one client that wasn't even paying me. She was a free client, friend of mine. It's, dude, just believe in yourself in the same way that you believe in yourself in the same way that you believed in yourself before, that you could overcome this back pain. I told myself that the old has back pain, lives with chronic back pain, and that's his personality. The new version of me doesn't. So I would say just accept that the new version of you has the energy flowing in and out of abundance and perspective and intention, all the above, and just trust in the process, man. When a teacher's ready, the student will appear.
It seems through this conversation that you've also not only gone through a physical transformation, but you've gone through a financial transformation in the sense of your mindset. How has this program, starting your business, making money online, working with clients, changed your views on, the way that people make money, the way that people have money beliefs, your personal beliefs around money and your beliefs around work? How's that changed in the last 6 months?
Well, I've heard this quote for years, bro. Where intention goes, energy flows. Where attention goes, energy flows. Put your attention towards that growth that I see in so many students with PTBI on the calls, the mentors with you, the immense amount of support. Like the attention is going on growing our business. All you have to do is meet the guys in PTBI in the support group and stay around people that are also growing. And just believe, even if it's hard, just believe and do the actions, get yourself a routine. That's all I'd say is just stay the course. When it's boring, it's probably working,
Beautiful. Yeah, I think that's great advice. When it's boring, it's working. That's money. Well, what's next for you, man? What's the vision for the next 6 months? Where would you like to be in a year from now? And, what kind of impact do you want to make?
Oof, man, a year from now. I'll tell you, I have a goal in 3 months and I've had this in my head for a while. So my birthday is September 24th and I'm moving out of this place September 25th and again, a new place. And so what I've wanted to do ever since I got a dog is go on like a 2-week long road trip to the West Coast. And so that's what I'm going to do with her. And then I'll already be in the area for the retreat, be there in mid-October. And so the goal that I've envisioned with myself is having a 10K month going into October. And then honestly, I've just started thinking about what comes next after that. I would probably say that's where I'd lean on your guidance of what you'd believe would be the best route for me because it's been working great so far. But and if I could be hitting 20, 25K in a year from now, I think it's totally possible. That'd be phenomenal.
Beautiful. I love it, man. What advice would you give someone who is just starting their journey? Maybe they're driving on the way home, they're hemming and hawing about whether or not they should join. What would you say?
I think what goes through a lot of people's heads when they're considering being a fitness coach is, the question of, well, what makes me different? What do I have to offer? Every single one of the PTBI students I've seen and the people to come have an incredibly unique gift to offer to the world. And it is through your coaching, and your coaching is the way you deliver the gift. And you literally can teach whatever you want with this too. There's no like strict rule or program. There are a lot of people that are waiting for you to bring them to the next level by allowing yourself to grow the next level. And it is actually a disservice you're doing to the world and those people that are waiting for you and need you if you don't take this jump. It's so worth it. The course, the program, stay on the call and everything, get around those people. It's not like hard work, honestly. It's simple and predictable, but you need to be consistent with it. And if you can follow the steps and are consistent, it's going to work for you.
I love it. Brett, thank you so much. I'm very excited to meet you at the October retreat. Where can people find you online? What are your socials?
Instagram is at Brett Behney, BrettBehney. That's the best place to find me, or go to dynamicmovementcollective.com.
Awesome.
Same name on Facebook.
Perfect. All right. Whoosh.